in Ajax Mason's presentation. Now, sit back and relax and enjoy this episode.
A month has passed since this semester started and things are heating up. This next calculus lesson is very difficult for us to wrap our heads around.
So Carbon, us four have been wondering something. Why do you work at a part-time job at the library? I mean, you are a billionaire. You could literally run your own empire.
You have a lot more money than us four combined, yet you choose to stay grounded. Why is that?
That's a good question, Aurora and Plato. The reason why is because I don't care about flexing money. I don't do this for attention or power. I like to be around people I can relate to. I care about connections rather than being a one-dimensional rich guy.
Respect for you, Carbon. That is a great mindset to have.
You know, Carbon, you might be the only billionaire we know who actually acts like a human being. I mean, Rode could learn a few things from you.
He's been planning his wedding with Ruth since January, and he is literally making it lavish.
He's only got half of your wealth and he is so irresponsible. I get his other name is Rhodium, but he still doesn't need to flex his wealth.
Me and Aurora didn't go all expensive with our wedding and neither did Paladin and Dodger with theirs.
Wait, who's Rode?
He's one of our close friends. Our friend group is called the Precious Metals.
You have us four who are extroverted, and there are four others in our friend group. They're introverts and are taking their classes online this semester to avoid contact. First there is Ruthenium. She goes by Ruth and she is Rhodes' fiancée. She's wild, honestly. She loves to hike through forests and exploring abandoned places.
Rode is much more reserved and mysterious. He doesn't talk much about himself. But he's completely devoted to Ruth. That's the only thing we know.
And then there's Osmium and Iridium, or Osmond and Iris. It's really hard to explain them well as it is really complicated, but me and Aurora will try our best. Osmond's one of the most self-disciplined people I've ever met and never strays from routine.
And Iris, she's not from Earth. She is from Kepler 22b, or as it is called Air, Atlasia.
They both went through a lot of personal trauma, which they don't talk about often. This makes them inspirable and very affectionate towards each other.
They cope together and they're like one heartbeat split between two people.
You know oxygen, the multiplication property is easy. It's the division stuff that messes with me.
Same. I get confused when I'm supposed to square the denominator or do that subtraction thing with the numerator.
You know division's just disguised multiplication, right? All you gotta do is turn the denominator into a negative exponent and boom. Multiplication.
Wow. I am very impressed. You have been studying well.
I'm proud of both of you and Cesium. You haven't skipped a single class since November.
Yeah. You're trying, and I hope your crush is C the too. So Florine? Who is it?
I'm still not saying who it is. But he is 6'7".
Alright Cesium, your turn to spill the beans. Who's your mystery crush?
I'm not saying who it is either. Although, she is 6'4".
So Phosphorus, in 2.4, we will be learning about the chain rule. When a whole term is raised to a power, you take the derivative of the outer function first, then multiply it. It's super confusing at first, but you will eventually get the hang of it.
So it's like functionception.
Pretty much.
Good morning. Today, we're going to tackle the chain rule. It's one of the most important tools in your derivative toolkit. So let's dive right in.
Even the hardest formulas start to make sense when you've got people around who understand you. Or at least try to. Maybe that's the real chain rule. You take what's on the outside, break it down, then multiply it by what's on the inside. What's inside? That's what you need to find out. The Halogens and Alkali Metals decided not to sit with us during lunch because they wanted to do the chain rule homework on WebAssign early.
I was talking with Florine earlier. She said that Chlorine nearly had a breakdown over the first few problem sets. The chain rule isn't a joke.
Excuse me, this is where we usually sit for lunch.
Didn't see your name on it. I'm pretty sure this is public property. So back off, buckos.
Oh my Mendeleev. Sorry about him. We didn't know that. We'll move if you want.
It's fine. We will sit on the other side.
So who are all of you?
I am aluminum.
Gallium.
I am indium.
I am tin.
Lead.
And I am bismuth. We are the post-transition metals.
Woods. I dropped my pen. I'll get it.
Oh my Mendeleev. What are you doing, indium?
Does that hurt? It sounded very painful.
It's not painful. I move like this all the time. My skin and bones make this noise because of the deformation of their crystal structures.
I can make the same sound too. Although, my joints don't move as far back as indium's do.
As long as it is not painful, that's all that matters.
I can't stand the chain rule. I've watched 5 different videos, and it still doesn't make sense to me.
It's like cutting an onion. The more you keep going, the more you are going to cry.
Why do we even need to know this? It's not like our majors or anything fancy where we will need it.
It is so stupid. The term raised to a power has a derivative, and so does the actual term. Is the multiplication really necessary?
It's definitely annoying, but once you get the idea of outer and inner functions, it begins to click.
You all need to practice more so you will get the hang of it.
It's just repetition.
Repetition and a whole lot of crashing out.
Did you all see the mess between Ajax Mations and Achilles on Discord? All because of the chain rule.
Wait, you follow Ajax Mations on Discord?
Yes, we all are in his Discord server.
All Ajax Mations did was post some meme about someone applying high voltage to toys. Totally unrelated. Then, Achilles jumped in out of nowhere and started taunting him about the chain rule.
We saw the Discord post. Ajax Mations posts everything that happens in the server. Last week, before the Achilles stuff, he rage quit both Cursed GC and Silent Clubhouse. He said they were toxic because everyone kept mocking him and making calculus jokes until it was too much.
I remember that. They joked about making a geometry dash level called calculus. When he left, they clowned on him.
Not to mention everybody renamed themselves to something calculus related. Toxic renamed himself to Alculus. Duck renamed himself from Duck from Fortnite to Duck from Chain Rule.
Marugi renamed himself to Malculus. Toxic renamed Slash to Calculus with an E in between the A and L. Knucklehead renamed himself to Calculus with a K.
Bishop renamed himself to just Calculus. Jay renamed himself to Jugulus. Sulky renamed himself to the indefinite integral of 10x squared plus 3x.
And the best one. Glow renamed himself to Calculus. Sounds like something straight out of Star Wars.
After lunch, we had general chemistry too. We took a test about molality. It was brutal, but not impossible. We all studied before it. After lab, we did what we always do after a mental beatdown. Go to dinner.
I now understand the chain rule a lot better. It isn't as bad the more you do it. It is only the sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent ones I still struggle with.
See, you are getting the hang of it now.
Well, if it isn't the tiny flame herself. Still 411. You think that fire would help you grow? What are you going to do? Ignite. How cute. Yes. Ouch. That really hurt.
And leave. Nobody wants you here. I'm sorry you had to see that. I hate thallium. I know I am a bit of a jerk most days, but there's a difference between being snarky and being just plain cruel.
And to think he's in the same group as me, aluminum, and indium on the periodic table and is lower than us on it.
He sure does not act like he's in group 13. What a disgrace.
He's nothing like us. Not even close. He's toxic and not fun to mess around with like me, aluminum, and gallium.
We all hate thallium. Trust me. He's been after us 4 years. He hates me because people like me and says I am too basic.
He's jealous of me because of how rich I am.
He hates me because I made the basketball team all 4 years in high school and Arsenic got cut all 4 years.
He hates me for being well-liked and calls me an atmospheric diva.
He says I smell bad.
He and Arsenic call me Little Matchstick and Little Firecracker because of how short I am and because I ignite when I get really mad.
You know, looking back makes me realize how much more we have compared to thallium and arsenic.
Don't even act like you're better. You may be shiny, but I've got a legacy. You know what tin cans are. Ever heard of them?
Please. You were replaced in almost every industry. I am more efficient and lighter.
You're cheap.
You love me. Don't deny tin.
I hate that I do aluminum.
Here they go again. They've been dating for a year, and every other day it's the same aluminum versus tin nonsense. It is very stupid that they do this.
It's hilarious. They are like the Industrial Revolution's power couple and this is their whole issue. They sound very pathetic when they argue.
I think you should stop fighting over which metal is better. You two are dating, you're supposed to work together, not be riling each other up.
I guess you are right, Oxygen.
Honestly, I feel like we should just call it a truce.
We headed back to our dorms after dinner and reflected off of the day.
You know, Calc 1 was super interesting today to say the least.
Don't even get me started. The chain rule is awful. It's like someone took derivatives and then decided to make them evil.
It's derivative inception.
Why is there a rule for taking derivatives of functions inside of other functions? What genius came up with this idea?
Well, even though the chain rule kicked our butts today still had its good moments. Like we met the post-transition metals.
Yeah. They all were really cool. Definitely an interesting group of people.
I didn't like Led at first because of how big of a jerk he was. But when he punched Thallium in the face when he was trying to make me mad, I gained respect for him.
Now that I think about it, today wasn't bad at all.
Exactly. I had a good talk with Aurora, Plato, Urgea, and Paladin before class. They sit right behind me. They're actually really cool once you get past their aura of extreme wealth and perfection. Aurora's intense but funny. She was explaining how she uses chemistry to refine metals for her jewelry business, like actual stoichiometry and all. Plato's ridiculously smart and very philosophical. Suits his name really well. And Urgea is trying to make a TV show and is writing a script for it as well as being an actor in it. Paladin is really strong and loves to coach. It's weird. I didn't think I'd vibe with people like them. They're millionaires after all, and Plato, Aurora, and Paladin are really tall. But they are very welcoming.
I'm glad you talked to them, Carbon. I feel like we are becoming closer friends with them. I hope we can meet their other 4 friends soon.
The molality test was brutal, but it wasn't terrible. The most difficult thing about it was converting molarity to monality and vice versa.
Today was a mixed bag. Some parts of the day were difficult. For example, the chain rule, thallium, and the molality test. There was also good in the day, like meeting the post-transition metals, lead punching thallium in the face, and talking about Ajaxmations. All that matters is we survived. That's the thing about us. We are stable when we are together. We bond like it's our job. And maybe tomorrow we'll throw something new at us, something harder. But at least we'll face it the same way we face everything else. All together we are the CHNOPS Gang.